Welcome to Comic Toy Reviews, and this is another character spotlight video. This one on Captain America. He premiered in the March 1941 issue of Captain America Comics #1, created by Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. Captain America is a very interesting character in that he was actually, dare I use the word, rip-off of the MLJ comics hero called The Shield that premiered in January 1940. The Shield was a character that the MLJ heroes, also known as Archie Comics and also known as, they licensed the character to DC Comics. You might have known them from the early 90s in the Impact comics. The Shield was a guy who had a triangle shield on his chest, usually like a blue face mask, and he was a patriotic hero. And in the golden age of heroes in the 1940s, he got his powers from another character, died, killed by the Germans, and then he got his powers of strength, of stamina, jumping ability, and was a patriotic hero. So about a year later, Captain America comes along. On his creation, saboteurs killed the creator as well, and then he got his strength and powers, and he became the patriotic hero. It's rumored that if you look at Captain America, his original triangle shield that he had, it was just almost an exact copy of the shield's chest symbol. And probably for legal reasons, I read, if it's true, that the reason they changed the shield design to the circle one was to avoid any legal dispute between the MLJ hero of the Shield and Captain America's shield, looking almost exactly the same. But here's the thing. It just goes to show you, even though a hero might be inspired by, for lack of a better word, or rip-off of another character, that doesn't mean that the character that's the copy can't become a great character in his own right, because the Shield as a character, he never clicked. He never had that staying power of a character that had that, that magic formula, that charisma, that just ability, that there's something about the character and that the character sticks around. Even though he might have been earlier or might have been first, the Shield did not have that sticking power, and he really didn't last. They'll say, he's one of those characters they'll revive every couple of decades, then the character will fade away, but he can never seem to grab a hold of the readers. But in Captain America, it's that exception that even though he might have been inspired by or based off of someone else, Captain America became a character in his own right, developed his own personality, his own style, and his own character, for lack of a better word, and then he took off and was running, while someone earlier, who's the same theme, didn't take off. And that's the point I was just trying to say a little bit, if you can understand that even though someone might have a similar theme as another character, or inspired by another character, let's say, this other character who came later could be unique enough in his own right, and special enough in his own right, that he takes off and does his own thing. And in this story, as Captain America, he became his own iconic hero, and the actual standard bearer of patriotic heroes in comic books, in my opinion. That's the one that's looked up to now, and that a lot of people base their patriotic heroes as the standard in terms of comic characters. Captain America in the Golden Age was one of the three big ones that Marvel had that lasted. It was Captain America, Namor the Submariner, and the original Human Torch. Those were the three biggies, and in one form or another translated into the Silver Age of comic book heroes. With Captain America, he had a sidekick called Bucky, which is no doubt inspired by Batman having Robin, and a lot of characters in the Golden Age had sidekicks because of the Batman and Robin thing, and it was pretty common back then. And reading the Golden Age stories also introduced the Red Skull, which was, on a Jack Kirby interview I read, created by Ed Herron, even though it might be assumed otherwise by others looking at it. Just you think the Red Skull would be a Joe Simon, Jack Kirby creation, but he wasn't. Looking back at the golden age of comic book characters, it should also be noted that Stan Lee, on his first comic work, was a writer, and he wrote like a 2-page story, and he had Captain America throwing his shield, and as far as we know, that's the earliest appearance of Captain America throwing his shield as an offensive weapon. The golden age stories of Captain America were good. I read a few, by far not all, but a few I read, it was okay. It wasn't anything that was really spectacular, I thought, other than the origin, which is good. But what really made Captain America big was when the Marvel Age of Comics returned in the 1960s. The Avengers number 4 was the return of Captain America, and I really think that it was what really made Captain America such a better character in terms of stories and in terms of popularity. He was, as I said, one of the 3 big Marvel heroes from the golden age of the 1940s that translated and made it into the Marvel Age of Comics in the 60s. And when they put him up with the Avengers, and then he was sharing a solo book with Iron Man, where they split the book like 50-50. And Jack Kirby really brought a lot of elements to the Captain America mythos with Stan Lee, such as the Cosmic Cube. It was a great storyline with the Red Skull. Then you had storylines with the Avengers when they would be fighting, for example, Kang. And then when they had the Avengers roster changed, and they had 4 of them, which was Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Hawkeye, Captain America was the mainstay that they kept in the book. Even though he was not a founder of the Avengers, he is considered the heart of the Avengers and just their natural team leader. There's no doubt he is the tactical leader in the field when it comes to combat, Captain America. And even his translations into other books later on, such as the Ultimate Universe, you have Captain America and the Ultimates, more of a hardcore fighter, more of a soldier type. It's just a really great character. One of the things Captain America represents is hope and just being a symbol of America, or the best qualities of America, not like we have in the real world of politicians on one side, politicians on the other side, political agendas here, secret political agendas there. He represents the best of what America's ideals should be, of freedom, of liberty, of being able to have free speech, of being able to have freedom of thought, freedom of religion, the basic ideals that you hear of people wanting to pursue happiness, wanting to pursue their life and careers without politicians and the government bearing down on them and being denied, like these other countries and rulers that have dictators, tyrants, fascism, communism, and other forms of government that are in control. The basis of Captain America ideally should be, as I said, not any political side per se, but just the best that America has to offer and the best ideals and qualities of America symbolized in the character of Captain America. That's what and how the character should be in terms of inspiration and of hope, not just those political sides or anything like that. As a character, you know it, I know it, he's a classic, one of Marvel's big characters. His future is already established. Having a Captain America movie in 2011. It's going to be a big budget movie. Hopefully it's going to hit well. And then he's going to be in the Avengers movie in 2012. So things are rolling. Thanks for watching the Spotlight video. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll have more character spotlights in the future. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.